Yes, we are the Lab Jazz Ensemble. How about another hand for the... Okay, give us a hand. We have plenty of them. How about another hand for the Jazz Collective and Joy Spring? That's a great tradition here at the program that those small groups, the combos are student run, student rehearsed, and very often feature student compositions, and it's been a way for players to really flourish here at Westlake, so that's incredible. We're going to do a set that's sprinkled with a lot of classic music. We're the developing group in the middle of things in the jazz program here, so gives them a great excuse to say, oh, you're playing a tune in the style of so-and-so, you should go check that out. So, is anybody a fan of Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers? So this is a love note from the composer arranger Mike Tomorrow to Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This is Blue Note Special. Ross on the tenor. And I'd like to commend our young drummer, Adam Schramm, who, when we first read the tune, was like, oh, no, oh. You know, you have to play all of this intricate phrasing and an Art Blakey shuffle, and he took it home and took it to heart and came back and like, that was pretty good. Y'all like Dave Brubeck? Legend. So from the album in the late 50s, Time Out, that changed the face of the planet with its mixture of like mixed meter and world music and straight ahead jazz. So it's a great arrangement on Blue Brando a la Turk. kind. They blew Rondo a la Turk. That was Tristan Nelson on the alto. And we're going to bring the young man out front now to play Billy Strayhorn's Chelsea Bridge. again, Tristan on the alto. You'll see him in action next on the bass with the top band. How long have you been playing saxophone? Since 4th grade, playing saxophone. How long have you been playing bass? He's been playing bass since school started. Young Tristan was the bassist in the second jazz honor band in the all regions SoCal jazz in SCSBOA after like 4 months of playing. How about that? We're glad he's on our team. We're going to end with another Mike Tomorrow chart. Mike Tomorrow's he was from military bands. He ran the big band from the Army for many years and became a really gifted arranger and composer. And this is a love note to the Thad Jones, Mel Lewis Jazz Orchestra. Any fans of that out there? If you have, okay, it's a little bit more of a reach into the repertoire, but it's a band that started out as a fun project for musicians on Monday nights at the Village Vanguard in Greenwich Village, and then turned into an international sensation. The original members of the band, most of them are no longer with us, but the band lives on in the Vanguard Jazz Orchestra. So one of the great tunes from Thad Jones, the arranger for the band, the great trumpet player, was Mean What You Say, which was a tune he recorded with his quintet and Pepper Adams, and then he spun into a great big band chart. So this tune has a lot of Thad Jones and Mel Lewis isms in it, and this is Say What You Mean.
Thank you.